Hello, once again, Jacob Felder here, and I am glad to have you back to the video series, the meditation series. And if this is the first time tuning in, you might want to go to my Facebook page, Jacob Felder, Winston-Salem, and just scroll down till you find the first one and go from there. But today, please enjoy this video. Uh, recently, Today I want to talk about promoting happiness and contentment in our lives. There's a lot going on in the world today. Happiness and contentment is not synonymous with complacency. You know, we still need to be active. We need to be active locally, nationally, and worldwide, basically. What we can do, what we can offer to others, get get out there and vote. But I think that goes without saying. And but anyway, promoting happiness and promoting contentment at this during these times and any time into the future. The reason I'm kind of veering from my usual meditation series and working on this specific topic is lately I was asked to do a visualization presentation, just talking about the use of visualization in meditation. And I got to thinking about techniques I had used in the past, and I was like, well, everybody wants to promote more happiness in their life. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to talk about this time, and a very useful technique to begin building on happiness and contentment. Um, as far as happiness is concerned, we can't expect to be happy all the time, but we can be happy more often and for longer periods of time. And so I always like this little analogy with contentment, it's content meant, you know. And to have contentment, it's always, I always like this little analogy that in order to have contentment, we have to have content. We can't just be aimless, you know, going in all different directions, not really knowing who and what we are in life. We have to have you have to have a pretty good feeling. Yeah, you have to have some content in there, some meaning for yourself, for others, for life in general. And the more content we have, the more contentment we have. And that's getting a little philosophical and new agey way to look at it. But I just wanted to throw that out there. So back to happiness and contentment. There's a lot to be said about um, counting our blessings, attitude of gratitude, that kind of thing. And I have found personally that when I try to count my blessings, it's kind of like, okay, well, let's see here. Oh, I have a good family and relationships. It's got a roof over my head, truck that gets me around, and I'm thankful for but what I found really helps and is a lot easier, or for me, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. You might find it easier too, and I find it more effective because it's more immediate. Uh, you know, in a way, it's more immediate because it deals with occurrences that day, or maybe the night before or day before, but it's very close. Like if I count my blessings and say, okay, I've got a good dependable roof over my head. Well, that roof has been over my head for about 15 years in this house. And that's good. That's good. I'm glad I've got it. It's better than a bridge over your head, right? Um, but I can, but that's kind of like old news. And what I want is new news up to date. So, say it's the end of the day, and we're just thinking about, okay, what were the fun moments? What were the fun moments? What were the happy moments? And they don't have to be huge. It could just be the cat made me laugh. The cat was really funny this morning, the way he was darting about the room and that kind of thing. It's just that simple. Um, the my significant other and I had a cup of coffee, and we weren't all hung up on things to do and get done around the house. We were just kind of talking about fun things and some fun things we'd done in the past, and we were talking about our next vacation, and that was enjoyable. And it doesn't have to be huge, big, happy or exciting event. It can just be as simple as that. Just a nice chat, nice warm-hearted chat. Okay, so we go through, say, toward the middle of the day or end of the day. If we're feeling a little off track, all we got to do is just back up a little bit and think about those small events that add up. And basically, when we kind of tag them together, it has the cumulative effect. So, so we can say, okay, the cat made me laugh this morning. He was, kind of crazy running around the house. The wife and I had a great conversation, and it was fun, very, uh, just very pleasant. Um, had some rough times later on in the day with some projects that kind of went sour on me, but I'm not going to think about those right now. I'm going to think about during that time when things were getting a little rough on this project. Matter of fact, let's say the project fell apart on me, okay? So I just remember, even though I was upset about it, there was a moment in there where I thought to myself, okay, this doesn't really matter that much. I can fix it. And then I got on. Okay, so again, it wasn't fabulous, but just using a little reason and logic, I realized that it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just a little project crumbling, a little project falling apart, not going as planned. But somewhere in that angst, I thought to myself, yeah, it's really, it really doesn't matter. I can fix this, or we can scrap it and get on with another, and it just had a little moment of relief. So I can remember that. All right. At the toward the end of the day, let's make something else up here. Um, toward the end of the day, I walked the dog, you know, and saw some pretty flowers, waved at the neighbors, that kind of thing. So these are small, they're not earth moving, super happy, exciting events, but there were events in sporadically throughout the single day that made a difference and created a little happiness, maybe a little fun in the moment, whether lengthy or briefly lived. But uh, throughout the day, if I need a little pickup, or at the end of the day when I'm kind of taking an inventory, I can go over those things: the silly cat, the nice conversation with the spouse, the moment of philosophical relief during the failed project, and the walk with the dog at the end of the day. You know, it's just one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four. It doesn't have to be an exhaustive list. Um, you can if there was one really wonderful point during the day, that really stood out, you might just want to focus on that one. All right. So not to do this, every now and then, well, it helps. Every little bit helps, right? But if you could just kind of make a practice of it And the ideal time, with my other meditation videos, quite often I refer to as we're lying down at night getting ready to go to sleep. You know, we can tap into different states of consciousness. Well, this is also a great place to go through those small events during the day that were happy making, um, fun. Another quote that I really like: "The brain runs on fun." So let's have a hobby, let's have some activities. Uh, but you're lying there in bed, you're getting ready to doze off, and you might pick one, two, three, four, however many events from that day, and you just r- run them over and over and over, and that becomes your focus. Remember, focus, relaxation, and awareness are the three ingredients for any successful meditation, or a meditation that works for you. And now you can use those small events throughout that day, or perhaps the day before, but especially that day, and repeat them over and over and over, and they make you kind of feel a little happy, a little content as you drift off to sleep that night. And the more you do that, because remember, when we're drifting, we move through a kind of hypnotic area.